That, of course, is the snort of freedom. So we've lost Bella for the rest of this. She's walked out because of the snort. No, but that is a snort of freedom, the Grunt the Pig snort. This is where we do our heroes and villains of the week segment, people that have stood up for liberty and then stood up against liberty. So, Pete, who is your hero of the week?
Well, good question, James. I said at the top of the show, this was one of my favourites for the show today. His name is Lawrence Fox, British actor, went absolutely bunter this week. And a big hello to us.
What is that?
It means going crazy in South Australian slang. Actually.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
Big hello to our South Australian listeners.
Yeah, especially the ones from 1932 when that was last said.
Come on, mate. He went bunter this week on wokeism on Question Time in the UK, which is the Australian version, the British version of Q&A, really.
Yep.
Now, he's basically...
And usually just as insufferable. But this one was good.
This one was good, yes. Imagine this happening on Q&A, if that's the level of what we're talking about here. Now, he's like a moderately successful actor and musician, right? Let's not get carried away. And to be fair, I hadn't heard of him prior to this week.
Nor had I.
But did note he was married to Billie Piper. Now, let's be really... No, sorry, I'm starting to read the quote now. Oh, sorry, I've got a clip for it.
Obviously, as an actor, you have to fly all over the place.
Yeah, the carbon footprint's huge, but we make up for it by preaching to everyone how they should change their
So, yeah, fantastic stuff there about climate change from Lawrence Fox. Now, he went on to have an exchange with someone in the audience about institutional racism. You know, this woman was trying to say, she turned out to be an academic. She was saying that Meghan Markle got the boot because of racism. He said that's not true. England's one of the most... he said it was one of the most lovely countries in Europe. And as a result of this on Question Time, he was basically all over the British press for the last week.
Yep.
Just going nuts and just taking pot shots at everyone. He got into a verbal with Lily Allen, where Lily Allen said that he should stick to the acting, which is, an extraordinary lack of self-awareness.
Well, to be fair, Lily Allen doesn't act, so she can say stick to the acting.
That is true. Let's give her that one. What was the other one that I really wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, he said that he doesn't date woke women. Right, and he apparently broke up with his last girlfriend because they had a difference of opinion over the Gillette ad.
It seems a bit
much. There might have been other issues as well anyway.
You'd hope so. In a sense, you'd really hope there was something a bit more
than
the reaction to a 30-second
that one off,
ad.
actually, that was pretty funny. Look, he just went absolutely nuts. Google him. His Twitter followers have tripled over the last week. And,
Yeah, so I always go with these things, and we've done this before, but it's like I can't... on one hand, get annoyed when an actor or a celebrity spouts out something that I don't agree with, and I go like, all right, mate, no one asked. But then also praise someone that's on my side. But these clips were actually really good. Like, it was genuinely awesome. Yeah. And the stuff he was saying was just so non-controversial, but everyone's freaking out about it, and just so real.
That's exactly right. And I did want to say, because we can't show them all, we can only show one. There are heaps of them. Google Lawrence Fox's best moments on BBC Question Time. After the show's over, though. Don't do it now.
Yeah.
Just after the show.
Or just come back.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what to do, but just come back.
Just leave
We've
it
already
rolling.
got the download. We don't need them anymore,
Yeah.
but we do want you. We don't go anywhere. All right. My hero this week is Grace Jones. Now, the Wiggles, they were having this is a non-political one. Sorry. The Wiggles were having a bushfire relief benefit gig. They got the whole old band back together. They haven't, been on stage together for a while, especially not as the Sunday morning show, I guess. But anyway, I was a big Wiggles fan when I was a kid, and they were having the show, and Greg, the yellow Wiggle, the staple of many a childhood out there, had a cardiac arrest. And Grace Jones, who is a 23-year-old nurse, well, I'll let her explain it.
And then someone handed me the defibrillator. I got someone else to take over doing CPR, and I attached the defibrillator to him. And then we shocked him.
She was working on, from the article here, so she worked on Page for 20 minutes before paramedics arrived.
Are you serious?
Saved his life. They said because there were so few defibrillators around. I don't know how to say that name. So, well done, Grace Jones, for not only knowing what that is, but also being able to use it. There's usually a 6% chance of survival in Australia. And so because she was there, because she was so calm, and, I don't want to live in a world without the yellow Wiggle. That is my hero of the week. Grace Jones said, I don't think of myself as a hero. You are a hero.
Definitely
You're my hero of the week. Well done, Grace.
On you, Grace. That's fantastic stuff. Now, you are a big fan of the Wiggles as a child, as you said,
I was.
James.
My fun fact is, when I was living in Hong Kong, I went to a Wiggles gig where there were only about 80 people in the crowd. And for people that are of my age, they will know how rare that is as a ticket. That is quite something.
80, that's pretty good.
Yep.
On your own. Must have been quite a thrill for you, James.
Oh, it was. Something to say?
Oh, yeah, you told that to me during the week, and as this big story, and I was sort of I thought that all their gigs had 80 people, but apparently that's really good.
Thousands,
so
Pete.
Congratulations,
Thousands.
James.
Yeah. I know you missed the Wiggles, but trust me, it's a staple of childhood. All right, let's go over to Villains of the Week. So for people that have stood against the freedom, stood against everything that Grunt the Pig stands for.
Exactly right. Well, I've got this week Deloitte Access Economics. They do a quarterly business outlook, so that sounds boring.
You're losing me. Get the defibrillator.
Don't switch off.
Get the defibrillator. I'm out.
So now this quarterly business outlook you have to pay for.
Oh, you said it again.
You have to pay for it, so obviously I haven't read it. But they had quotes from it in the Canberra Times, and it's about the ACT and about how the ACT is doing really well, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
It said, the ACT remains the little territory that could. The territory is showing the rest of the country how it's done. Its share of national economic output has risen to 2.2%, its largest ever. Oh, well done, ACT, 2.2%. Give them the biggest participation award in the world. Now, what else happened? So Deloitte stopped sucking up to the ACT just so you get more government contracts. That's clearly what's going on here. It's very transparent. We can all see it. But there's more. That's the first part. The second part of this is this quote that came out of the report that was reported in the paper, because I didn't get the report. This isn't a major downturn. Population growth is too strong for that, and house prices never did the pump and dump seen in Sydney or Melbourne. The pump and dump, James, was in
It's just a regular economics phrase used all the time.
I thought that some Deloitte grad had just gone absolutely rogue in the media department and thought, you know what, we need to get a little bit more spicy.
Yep.
We're going to put pump and dump in the report. So I Googled it. Right, and obviously the Urban Dictionary thing comes
On
up.
a work computer?
Yeah, I'm a cultural researcher, all right? Anything that I search on at work is part of my research. Urban Dictionary comes up, obviously, with the definition of mediocre casual sex. Then the next one...
There's other forms.
No comment. And then the next one is, apparently it's an economics thing, right? Denoting the fraudulent practice of encouraging investors to buy shares in a company in order to inflate the price artificially and then selling one's own shares while the price is too high. Those saucy financial people who knew that pump and dump had a legitimate thing.
So what's your point here?
Anyway, the first point was the main point.
The first point's the main point. The other part for me is this idea of Canberra being, the ACT being the little engine that could. It's, when you funnel this much money into the public service as the government does, blow me away that one territory does a bit better than all the other states.
What an example to the rest of us.
Yeah, it's like a David and Goliath story, but David has an AK-47 and Goliath can't use his arms. Well done, Canberra. All right, so my villain this week is David Levitt, who is a Twitter journalist. He says he's from CBS News, but he isn't, so riddle with that. But he does have 210,000 followers. Yeah. So just to give you an idea of this guy, when this guy posts up a photo, 210,000 people get it in their feed. He's a big deal on Twitter. Now, this is the photo he chose to tweet out this week. So he's in Target. He sees that there is a electric toothbrush that is usually on sale for $89, but a label has it as 0.01 cents. Takes it to the kiosk. He is told that's a labeling error. I can't sell it to you that. He then takes a photo of the retail worker, tweets it out saying she won't honor the law. I want to use, because his wording is just so you want to punch this guy. So this Target manager, Tory, is not honoring the price of their items per Massachusetts law. So people are seeing her photo on screen now. And then here's the full thread. I just had to call the police because Target refused to sell me the toothbrush. I did not call 911. I called the business number for the police and told them it was not an emergency. They could take their time and explain the situation. The police verified Target displayed the price of the toothbrush for 1 cent. The store manager, Tory, refused to sell me the toothbrush for the displayed price. The police said I need to sue them, and they asked them making me a verified report to take to court. Corporations like Target are not above the law. The police officer told me they'd police officer told me they'd testify that they saw the price and that the manager wouldn't sell me the price, the item for the price as listed. Great day for David. Great speaking truth to power that his poor Target manager has to do it. Anyway, there is a happy ending to the story because Twitter users that were like, why the hell would you take a photo of some Target manager and to 210,000 people because you couldn't get a toothbrush? And over $30,000 was raised to give this woman a holiday, just so she didn't have to, just as a return for having to deal with this guy.
Well, that is fantastic. And if this guy's got 200,000 followers, just pay $89, mate.
Just pay $89. That's out of control.
Like, come on, mate. That is unbelievable.
Imagine calling the police business number, just in general.
Yeah. Hang on while I stop people murdering each other.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, if I got a doozy for you, dude.